Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Nitrostorm here, welcome back to Revive the Witch. So, before you guys get mad at me for what you're looking at right now, please hear me out. So this is a work in progress that I've personally built. And this is essentially a Path Not Taken tier list. So if you guys don't know, Path Not Taken is a game mode where essentially you try to defeat the enemy as fast as possible or under a certain time limit, whilst having modifiers that increase the difficulty. And depending on how many modifiers you max out and stuff like that, the more points you get. And the more points you get, the more rewards you'll eventually receive, depending on the total points you obtain for that week. So now that I have a vague understanding on how Path Not Taken works, let me explain the tiers. So for SS, it's essentially what I think you must use or use whenever possible, and then using them will ensure, I guess, the highest chances of you being able to get the highest score that you can. And for the most part, they will help you achieve that goal. And then for S, I put these at top tier. Essentially, you'll be using these characters depending on the daily. So for example, if the enemy is resistant to magic, then you'll use a physical DPS mainly in the S spot. And then if the enemy is resistant to physical DPS, then you preferably use a magic DPS from the S slot, stuff like that. Doran is essentially a special case where she is a compeller, not a DPS, but that's mainly because she's pretty much used by everyone. She gives good crit stats, critical rate, critical damage, and increasing the damage taken by the enemy, and she does deal a little bit of damage herself from S1, but just keep in mind her personal output is not that high. Now for A, essentially I put these guys at strong, and so don't feel disheartened if they're rated here and not at S. They can still give you that high score. Some of them may just need some more investment compared to others. So a good example is Akasha. I believe without her unique equipment she might not perform as well, hence I put her in A. But if you have invested in her, like unique equipment, level 100 and all that good stuff, then she will perform, performance wise around the S tier as well. And of course the others here, they're rated higher up because of how they support the DPS near the top. Now for B rank, I listed it as can work, and it's pretty self-explanatory. The characters that you would see here, they can work. They might not provide you the highest DPS unless they're in a comp that consists of your top tier characters, which may result in a good score. So a good example for that is Cher. So on her own, she might not be the best, but with good investment as well as good teammates alongside her, she will give the team good performance by buffing the team with her skills, critical damage and critical rate, and ensuring you that nice consistent damage output. Same for the rest, for the SSR DPS as well, while they're not higher rated, they can still work provided you invest in them. Now for C rank, may be slow, so there's only 3 of them in here, and arguably I could have, combined C rank and D rank into one big rank, which I could do, but for now they're putting like this. The reason for that is that they do have some good utility, but some certain aspects about them kind of hinder them. Good examples being Caledonia and Acheronte. So for these two, if you take a look at their kit, it's actually pretty decent, right? Good debuffing and stuff like that. And same for Acheronte, damage dealing and stuff. But the issue is that their animation times for certain skills, it might take a bit of time, which overall reduces DPS. Now moving on to D rank. So I listed it as a bit lacking. Again, pretty self-explanatory. So if you take a look at the kits the characters that I've listed in here, while they are usable, right, you'll notice that in a sense they're just either lacking in offensive potential, or they're just outright healers and all they do is survive, which is fine if you're not aiming to do the time limit ones, but you'd be better off with the other characters in the higher up regions. But you just have to keep in mind that they are higher rarities, you know, like SSR and above. And then last but not least, we have the Not Sure. As I've mentioned, this is a work in progress tier list that I've created, and all these characters here, you know, I still need to look into them, I guess. If you guys have suggestions where to put them, do let me know. You know, like for example, maybe some of these guys you already know where to put them. And there's also other characters here that are not out yet, Sally and Amurai. Of course, I could like guess where they would go, but they're not really in the game yet. Well, Sally is, but I'm still raising her, so she's still gonna stay in work in progress for now. Well, in any case, now that we know the tiers, hopefully this gives you guys a better understanding on path not taken, you know, like guess who to raise and stuff. Like I already said why these two are good. So Civi, increasing damage taken of the enemy forever, as long as she's out in the first row. And then Tonel, you know, her support potential, healing, buffing, you know, it's all there in the charge skill, which is very insane. So just having her in the team just increases your damage output immensely. We've already talked about the DPS, you know, all of them are pretty good DPSs. Durin used overall. Just one thing to know about Durin is that you will need to maybe play her a little bit more manual than others. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. If I've missed any certain character here that you want me to talk about, I'll respond to your comment in the comments down below. If I missed anyone or like missed a certain character that I didn't talk about that you want me to talk about, then please let me know. Hopefully you guys found this useful. I'll still work on this tier list. I'll improve it over time if you guys want me to. But yeah, this is a path not taken tier list that I've created. Still work in progress, but for the most part I think it's well informed, as I've used my personal experience, looked through the rankings for both seasons of Path Not Taken, and so I do have like a vague good understanding on where people tend to use certain characters and who they use the characters with. In any case, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully this helps you with your Path Not Taken experience. It's been your boy Nitrostorm. I'll see you guys in the next stream or video. Peace.